Today there are a lot of interesting updates from the Kupiansk direction. Here in the northern Kupiansk sector, Ukrainian forces are deploying their latest reinforcements, combining mobility and firepower to reshape the battlefield. With fresh deliveries of Bucephalus APCs, they tighten the noose around a key Russian foothold, setting the stage for a decisive turn in the fight along the Oskil River. Ukraine aims to eliminate the Russian bridgehead west of the Oskil River and push Russian forces back from Kupiansk, neutralizing the combined threat to the town. Kupiansk serves as a critical logistics hub and a key crossing point supporting Ukraine's eastern bridgehead since the 2022 Kharkiv counteroffensive. After 2 years of failed frontal assaults, Russia is now using its foothold west of the Oskil to flank Kupiansk and cut off Ukrainian forces in the east. To counter this, Ukraine launched a large-scale encirclement operation, attacking Russians from multiple directions to tighten the noose around their outflanking attempt and eliminate the threat. To support this operation, the Ukrainian High Command reinforced the 14th Mechanized Brigade, veterans of the Kharkiv counteroffensive, with BTR-4E Bucephalus armored personnel carriers, among Ukraine's best domestically produced armored vehicles. With a top speed of 110 km an hour and amphibious capabilities, the BTR-4E is ideal for combat along the Oskil River bank's difficult terrain. It enables rapid advances, maneuverability across marshes and muddy terrain, and safe river crossings, ensuring Ukrainian forces can outmaneuver and overwhelm Russian positions. The BTR-4E is armed with a 30mm autocannon, enabling it to suppress Russian infantry while transporting up to 8 fully equipped soldiers. Its armor protects against small arms fire, grenades, and even RPGs, making it ideal for assault operations in this sector. As with the ice on the river melting, Russian forces on the west bank were only able to move infantry across in small rubber boats, meaning they had no access to armor and heavy firepower support. This limited them to light equipment and munitions only, preventing the deployment of heavier anti-tank weapons, leaving them vulnerable to Ukrainian mechanized assaults. Such difficulties left Russians in no state to resist the oncoming Ukrainian assault, setting the stage for a Ukrainian mechanized assault with BTR-4 Bucephalus armored vehicles leading the way. Furthermore, Ukrainian intelligence reports that Russians have only around 500 soldiers along the entirety of the 20-kilometer foothold across the river, amounting to just 25 soldiers per kilometer of the front line. This allowed the Ukrainian Bucephalus vehicles to drive through the weakest and most vulnerable points of the Russian defenses to dismount their infantry squads. Subsequently, the Ukrainian fighters used these gaps to go around the main Russian defenses, moving through cover and then ambushing the Russians from behind, ultimately eliminating them. This allowed the Ukrainian forces to retake several key positions near the settlements of Fukholivka and Zapadne, effectively containing the Russians to a handful of tree lines, while they continued to press on with their assaults. Furthermore, the Ukrainians also deployed special forces operators directly north of Kupiansk to aid in the counterattacks, clearing enemy hideouts with grenades and gunfire, as well as capturing several prisoners of war. This led to the tightening of the noose around the Russian bridgehead, as Russians lost critical positions to accumulate forces, as well as threatening the weak underbelly of the Russian offensive effort. Overall, the Ukrainians successfully exploited the weaknesses in the Russian Oskil River bridgehead, utilizing high-quality, domestically produced equipment, with the standout being the BTR-4E Bucephalus armored personnel carriers, providing an effective combination of firepower, protection, and mobility. Further intensification of the Ukrainian mechanized assaults in this area against the overstretched Russian positions will allow them to eliminate the Russian bridgehead for as long as the Russians are unable to reinforce their forces there. Additionally, as the main Russian supply hub in Svatove is approximately 75 kilometers away from their efforts here, Russians are unlikely to receive the rapid reinforcements they need to stabilize the front and continue their offensive, as Ukrainians will continue to dismantle the Russian effort and push them back into the river. If you are against the invasion of Ukraine and you want to support the work that I am doing, consider subscribing to our own independent news website. Here you can find our exclusive strategic insights, comprehensive overviews of all fronts, and regular tactical analysis videos. By subscribing, you will not only show your support for this channel, but also help and defend independent journalism. The link to our website is in the description. Thank you for watching this report, and I appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us.